Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. UENradio.com.
Hello, everybody. My name is Eric Restivo, and I am your host here of Listen Sweetie at Sunset Gower Studios, and it has been a busy week, to say the least. I'm extremely excited to dive in with my VIP guest, Mariah Balenciaga, but before that, we have some things to cover dealing with Gay Life LA. First things first, though, my thoughts and prayers are going out to anyone and everyone struggling in Texas right now, but there are more than one way that you can take a course of action without just posting about it on social media and complaining. Right. You can text Red Cross or you can text Harvey to 90999 to automatically donate $10 to anyone struggling right now. So we've posted that on the bottom of the description. That's streaming everywhere. So go to it and act and help everyone out. I would be nothing without my main bae behind the soundboard who hates being on the microphone, but he does it anyway because he's a good guy. Jarvis, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Just check into the mic.
I had to do a little check.
Did you eat anything today? I know you're very busy, so I know that you don't eat a lot. So what did you have to eat today?
It's right here. I haven't even eaten it.
Oh, you haven't even eaten it? Well, no. I brought you food too. Here's a pack of gum. So enjoy that and let me know how filling it is.
Thank you.
Recently, I took an exciting but extreme leap with my lifestyle and what goes into my body and mouth and switched from a vegetarian diet to a vegan lifestyle. To say that it has been easy would be far from the truth, but to say that it will eventually be worth it is what I'm hoping for. Apparently, there are many people on social media who have an opinion about what other people eat, and I'm not sure why. I don't care that you're eating Airheads and gummy worms or whatever. So to the 4 Thug Life brothers who are attacking my social media account, we're watching you, and get off my Instagram and go duck yourself from this vegan right here. Thanks. On the hacking note of my Instagram, my social media page was hacked last week, so now from 4,000 followers, I am now at 220 followers. So please go to my new handle, Listen Sweetie Official, and give me some love so I can build that page right back up. As always, I'd like to thank my sponsors, 11 Makeup for Men, which is a brand new sexy makeup line created by Nolan Robert. It's designed specifically for men, but it's being used by everyone all over the place. It's all over my face right now. Also, Listen Sweetie is officially sponsored by Gay Life LA with WeHoville.com, where you can stay completely up to date on everything LGBTQ going on in the neighborhood and now moving out into a bigger perspective of the greater LA area. So make sure you visit GayLifeLA.com, go to their Facebook page, follow them on Instagram, do all of that. Also, Republic Dog Rescue, last order of business, is a dog rescue that is near and dear to my heart with my good friend Michelle DeVolo. If you can, go to youcaring.com/Republic Dog Rescue and donate so we can reach our goal to do our very first save at a high-volume kill shelter in Northern California. Whew, okay, all that is done. Enoch, you're back. I know that it's been like a whole 11 hours since I've seen you.
I know, right?
So, hey, girl, hey.
Hi.
We went to a few events this past week. We went to a, Above It All entertainment kickoff party for a monthly rooftop LGBT event at the Beverly Hills
60 Beverly
Hills Hotel. It was fun, all white, and Ray Latre was DJing. We got some fun interviews there. And then you were at Flaming Saddles last night with Brandon for his live show. So how was that?
That was amazing. And Brandon was on last week and we got to hear him do a live performance, but
right.
Having him do a bunch of different sets and just listening to him perform, and then Eric did an amazing job on the setup. It looked like a real country theme.
Yeah. I wanted to make it look country enough, so it did look.
No, a lot of people thought it was a real bale of hay, and they didn't realize it was just like this.
Oh yeah, some guy asked him where he could get fresh
He's like,
hay.
"How did you get fresh hay in LA?" And I'm like, "It's fake love. It's not even real." Or go to Home Depot.
Speaking of also not being real, we had the honor and pleasure of watching Pickle perform at DTLA Proud, which I guess is what they call the Pride for downtown LA. And it was a smaller kind of community-driven Pride, and it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun at that event, too. Yeah.
I mean, it's actually really well put on. They did a really good job. This is only, I think, their second year doing it, and they did. I mean, it was an amazing lineup. Lots of them. They had Boulay Brothers. Pickle, of course, did a couple routines, and she was absolutely fantastic.
Now, with Gay Life LA, I figured, by the way, that's like the 5th time I said That's kind of crazy. Let's like take a count. But with Gay Life LA, I know that you like to bring light to a lot of different issues that are going around in the neighborhood. Is there anything that you'd kind of like to sound off on right now?
It's been pretty quiet news-wise. I mean, really the only thing that came up recently is I just went to a cannabis education forum with the city of West Hollywood, which was a lot of fun. And what they're working on right now is cities are drafting legislation for the new cannabis regulations for businesses, and West Hollywood is right at the forefront of all that stuff. With we just extended our business licenses to allow for, instead of only 4 business licenses for cannabis businesses, they're up to like I think 16 now.
Oh, there you go. That's
an
improvement.
They're working right now on just finding out all the ways cities can allow for this, so we can capture the new potential business that's going to be coming here to California, but also especially here to the West Hollywood, LA area.
I love how you just said new potential business. Can you say it again?
New potential
business. I don't know.
business.
There was something extremely sexy about it. And then also there is an event. Tell me about Soaked.
So Soaked is coming up next week, Saturday, September 9th. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fun. It's with Impulse
September.
LA. I know.
So weird.
I know. It's almost the end of the year already. It's crazy. But next week, it's going to be Impulse LA. They put on this every year. All 22 chapters are going to be represented there from around the world, and it's a big pool party at the Andaz, West Hollywood. It's only $10 for a ticket.
Oh, nice! I didn't know that.
And it all goes to a great cause, because Impulse has been around for right about 9 years, and they're all about sexy, healthy, fun lifestyles for the gay community, and making sure that you know your status. Make sure you do the right things in order to keep yourself healthy and secure and safe and all that fun jazz, and have a good time and party.
Well, speaking of being safe and secure, the next video that we have from Gay Life LA is a trans activist, Ashley Marie Preston, confronting Caitlyn Jenner. Where was this, by the way?
This was at, it was the Trans Chorus was doing a performance.
Oh, okay.
And so basically the issue Ashley had with... partially with the trans chorus accepting money from Caitlyn Jenner, because she endorsed
this is the
Trump.
same person we brought up for Catch LA. Ashley's no stranger to the show.
No, yeah.
Okay, great.
So basically she was upset that, first of all, that Caitlyn was there, and that they actually accepted her money because she endorsed Trump, and all the stuff with that. So you can see we'll see real quick, she gets a little heated.
All right, let's see this. Jarvis, give it to me. Her.
Oh yeah,
she walked right up to her.
And it's a little hard to hear on this, but it's basically she's telling her.
No, you can hear it.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like it's...
It is fucked up.
No, I'm not done.
This is the best part. You're a fucking fraud.
Sorry, iHeartRadio.
Yeah, sorry.
Somebody that does everything with the military, that you raise in the fucking community and you support it. That's not. Sure, I need you to. That's not community. That's not community. That's not community. And what makes me mad is I supported you when so many people said I should be supporting you. No, we don't, Dina. We are complicit. Taking her money and doing all that, it makes us complicit. And it goes against the mission.
She's not wrong.
No. I mean, that was the biggest thing. It's partially because of the whole aspect
of the people that are destroying us. No, it's not. No, it's not, because we have separate issues. Dina, no. I'm sorry, and I'm very disappointed that you would co-sign that. I'm very disappointed, Dina, because I know who you are, and I don't care. I don't care. Dina, it's not okay. As long as we continue to be the one, as long as we continue to be the one that are most impacted by the choices that you make, it is not okay. It is not okay. It is not okay.
You don't know me?
Yes, I do. The whole Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm getting
I mean, there's no way that Caitlyn Jenner can actually stand back and say that you don't know me after you've done 9,000 seasons of Keeping Up with Everyone and having your own show and going out of your way to make sure we all know you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we know you.
And this is kind of where it tapers off right here. So she's kind of running after her right now. So
thank you, Jarvis.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. She got a lot of backlash on this because she was told that she was speaking inappropriately to him. I don't believe that she was.
I don't think so either.
I think that she was passionate. I think that she probably has kept it in for a long time, and when she saw her, it all came out. I mean, that's what happens.
And I think she said it exactly how she meant it there, is the fact that she was really upset with the fact that she even told her, I've supported you, I've been behind you, and the fact that you give money to a president who then goes and says they doesn't want trans individuals in our army, in our military. And so that was her main reason of her being upset, and then also for the chorus for taking Caitlyn's money for all that. So, I mean, I can understand her passion for it and upset.
Ashley, we stand behind you. We love you. We know that you are a fan of the show, and we will get you in here soon so we can talk more about the topic. Shout out to everyone at GayLifeLA.com, Douglas Stitcher and Owen Ward and Henry Hank Scott. We will see y'all soon. We're going to take our first commercial break, but when we get back, we have RuPaul's Drag Race royalty in studio, and I'm not joking around when I say royalty. So listen, if you have any questions for Mariah, call in 323-284-7826. The number's also listed on the screen, and we'll be right back. Listen, sweetie.
Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at upnradio.com.
Good now. A pineapple gown with glitter on it, bitch. Girl, I just can't take this. It's too much. Give me my pocketbook. I'm leaving. A pineapple.
Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Miss Mariah Paris Balenciaga.
Hey, honey bun.
Hi, babe. Listen, I know that you want to kind of sound off a little bit on the video that we just watched, right?
Yes,
Tell me about it. What do you think?
I think Miss Ashley was extremely amazing in that clip. What I find, I heard you mention that people felt like she had spoken Caitlyn,
wrongly,
inappropriately to Caitlyn. I was like, there's so many problems with people trying to strain or edit how people can express their outrage on injustices.
Yeah.
I think she spoke her mind. She spoke her passion.
Right.
And for you to actually profit and benefit off of the LGBTQ community,
right,
and then support someone like Trump, and then have the nerve to come and throw a couple of dollars towards
right,
chorus.
Yeah,
and you know, you think it's all right.
It's insulting.
Yeah,
it's
insulting. Very insulting.
And she didn't lose her. I don't think that she lost her cool until her friend said, "Baby, why don't you just let it go?" And she didn't want. I wouldn't want to let it go either.
Right.
Why let it go? I mean, so
and I mean, when else are you going to get a chance to speak with Caitlyn Jenner face to face and say, "Hey, I need to tell you this"?
Because I mean, this comes from a person who had to have a reality show for people to teach her how to be trans.
Right. And she wanted to let us know and keep us in the light of all of those teaching lessons.
Oh, right,
exactly. So that's how we do know you, Caitlyn Jenner. We know you.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
You don't know me. Oh,
sweetie. Really?
Actually, we knew you before, and we still know you now,
right.
So it's all good. But listen, we have so many things to cover because, listen, honestly, guys, I have to say, Mariah is one of, and other than just being my friend, and I'm not trying to kiss her ass, she's one of the most in-demand and hardworking queens right now in West Hollywood and all over the frickin' place. You travel everywhere. But you are going to be in my hometown, New York City, September 9th and 10th, going back for DragCon. How long has it been since you've been in New York?
I can't wait. It's been like 4.5 years.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's long overdue.
You are about to take a bite, honey.
Big bite, bitch.
Do you have anywhere that you have to get to in New York, or do you see shows? Do you like musicals or anything like that? Like,
I really want to see Wicked, but I don't know if I'll have the time. I guess I'll just have to take another trip, and it won't be so long.
Do it for like the $20. Do like the rush tickets, like, and just because you like put yourself on a name on a list, you put your name on a list, and then if you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, you don't get it. But if you get it, it's front row.
Oh, word.
$20.
I might have
I'll
to
give you that hookup. Yeah,
Please
we'll
do
make
that.
sure. But guys, go to RuPaulsDragCon.com for tickets to meet Mariah in New York. I wish I could go. So listen, there is a lot of craziness going on in this world right now. We don't want to talk about politics, but there is. I'm sorry, Jarvis. The picture of Stacey Lane Matthews has to go down because it's so distracting. She's so funny. But I've got a lot of questions from a lot of your fans. You have a lot of passionate followers, and God bless you. And they kind of want a little bit of a tour of how you came to be Mariah Paris Balenciaga, and as a young Mariah, who were some of your early influences?
My early influences were actually film queens, which are trans individuals in the ballroom scene. That's our term that we use in the ballroom scene. Raquel Lord, Octavia St. Laurent, which a lot of people recognize from Paris is Burning.
Right.
Ayana Khan. There's so many of the divas that I grew up watching, and their presence on the runway and in competition was amazing. They were just captivating.
Did you always want to be a performer when you were young? Did you feel the need to entertain a crowd? What was that feeling like for you?
Well, I was just always so that little bit of extra. But
Wait, you? What?
But yeah, but
to be fair though,
much.
you're very laid back too when
Yeah.
you're not working. Like you like to chill and just like relax. I mean,
Yeah.
like this is not someone that you go up to when she's just chilling and just let her chill. You know. But yeah.
Yeah, it's. I always knew I was gonna be more than what my surroundings wanted me to be, and that's not my family. My family's always been amazing, but you know, when you leave outside of your home, you have a whole nother beast to battle.
Well, sometimes you're not prepared for that beast either because your family's so amazing. I too had a really amazing family, and I almost wish that I sometimes didn't, so I could be prepared for the hate that I faced when I left my parents' house a little bit. But at the same time, I completely get what you're saying. I wanted to kind of narrow down on the moment where you knew that you wanted to do this as a career path.
It was. I don't think I ever had a
light bulb.
pivotal moment to. That I was like, ooh, I'm going to like do drag for a living.
Okay.
I remember I had a little 6-month stint where I told my mom, I was like, I think I want to be a stripper. She was like, okay. She made costumes. And then I was like, oh, okay.
Your mom
that's
made your
not
costumes?
Yeah.
Nice.
So after that, I was like, Ma. And then I was exposed to the drag queens, or the drag performers. Some were trans as well. I was like, you know what? I think I want to do drag. My mom was like, okay.
And she built the costume.
And she made my first costume. My design was horrible, but
well, you've come a long way.
yes. So from there, I was like, all right, if I do it and then it's horrible, I won't do it again. I've always been that kind of person. I'll try anything once, and then it just took off from there.
Usually trying something once makes the best product, to be fair. Like when you don't prepare yourself usually and you just kind of go in raw and you do something and you've been full of these today. I'm sorry, I can't help it. But Maria, Enoch let me in on a little secret on the way here about a different last name that you went by at first. So go on that.
So I had read online that you used to go by Mariah. Not Blintz. I keep wanting to say
Armani.
Right?
Yeah, that
Armani.
was
From
my
house
first house.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Tell us about the transition.
Well, I haven't started yet.
She's working on it. She's got to get that first payment.
It's years.
In the ballroom, explain the term ballroom because I actually don't know.
Okay.
I've never heard it.
Well, it's not ballroom dancing.
Right.
Ballroom scene was a subculture that was given birth to out of Harlem, and it was started in the Harlem Renaissance, where the gays and men would go get dressed up and just kind of flaunt around and be able to dress up and feel comfortable. And then it started kind of forming into like little cliques. The ones that were more popular ended up having like followers. And
I remember this now from the Paris is Burning documentary.
Got
I just
it.
didn't. I couldn't recall the term ballroom. I couldn't recall that, but I knew it wasn't dancing.
And so it's completely evolved into so many different categories. But right now, the more sensational category is the voguing, which is worldwide.
Oh yeah, and I've seen those before where they'll get.
We're not talking about Katy Perry swish swish voguing.
No,
okay, we're talking about
like
the real.
They'll get
right,
really
right.
dressed up and they'll freaking go out like. They're just, it's almost like a Soul Train in a way where they'll have people on either side.
Well, I don't know if
and
you've
all
ever
that
seen
stuff
Paris
on
is
that.
Burning, but if you look at some of the body types of those men who are voguing, it's athletic.
Oh,
I mean, it's like
intense.
Strong, athletic men who are excelling at the craft of voguing.
Have
truly,
to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
So can we talk about why you were once Armani and then you went to the house? Is it because you were a founder of the House of the Balenciaga? How did that whole thing happen?
Well, the House of Armani, there was a lot of pressure, and I was still young, and I was the mother of the Atlanta chapter, and I was just like kind of tired of the responsibility and the pressure of everything being focused on me. And
I'm fascinated by the chapter. Is that what it? So is it
each city?
It's called. That's
has a
phenomenal.
Different chapter,
Wow.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you were the house mother of all of that?
Oh God. Oh, I was probably 22.
It's a lot.
Like 21, 22.
And you were managing how many girls?
In my chapter, I had about 4 or 5 girls.
Oh, wow.
And the father would manage the guys.
Okay.
Wow.
And of course, those girls were younger than me, so you can imagine dealing
like
with drag
needy
queens
and everyone just came right to you.
And rebellious, and they
especially when they're still in their teenage years. Oh my God, that's probably a lot to handle.
It was, and I was like, oh my God, you know what? I can't. So I decided, I was like, at that point, I was gonna walk free agent, but then my friends that were in another house, the House of Montclair, approached me and was like, "Hey, we're gonna break off and we're gonna start another house."
Wow.
So, do you find that being in a house with your sisters gets you more on the radar when you're going out there, or it's just more of a sense of community?
It's more of a sense of community, because if you're on the runway, you should be a competitor and be able to stand alone.
True.
And I think that's the problem that the ballroom is facing now, is people are relying on their houses to make their names instead of letting their first name stand alone.
You know, I didn't even know if I was going to ask you this, but I feel like I can now. And do you think that, and this is kind of a vague question, but I believe it. So do you think that girls right now who are practicing the craftsmanship of drag are almost relying too heavy on their makeup skills and, you know, being fish and being too pretty, as opposed to like coming from a house of an extremely talented house, you know, and performing for your life and dancing for your life and literally living your truth? I feel like I don't see that enough anymore.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of girls don't have real mentorship.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what it is?
YouTube is their mentor.
Yeah.
Is their true mentor. And then they'll have like a gay mother just to kind of get into the fold of things. But it's not someone that's truly mentored them that they really respect. So that lineage is broken.
Got it.
Wow.
That makes
insane.
sense.
It does make sense, but it's insane. Enoch, you told me on the way here that while you were doing your research, you read that Mariah's first gig was when she was 18 at a Halloween party. Is this true?
It wasn't a gig. I wish I would have gotten paid.
You didn't get a bar thing? You didn't give me drinks? Oh, 18. I mean, no, we don't drink at 18. Sorry.
Oh, no.
iHeartRadio.
I did. It is. Okay. So now that I'm over 21.
Yeah, exactly. But what was that? So was that another night where your mom did mom make the costume? And no,
my friend. It was the first time. I went ahead and borrowed one of my female friends. They had like that mail-in catalog from Victoria's Secret, little strap.
Oh, nice.
Dress, and it was so bad because I
don't know nothing about that.
I didn't even have tuck-in panties, so. It was kind of hot in Atlanta around that time of year, so I just kept sliding loose. I had to keep like sneaking away to push it back again.
Oh my God! I would have just. You didn't. How many? I would have worn like 3 pairs of underwear.
I didn't know. I was just like, ooh, I didn't want penny lines.
Yeah,
it was really tight. It was
really
tight.
I played Angel for a summer stock when I was like 2, and I wouldn't. It hurt my stomach. I couldn't do it, so I had to wear like 3 pairs of underwear, and it was hot in New Hampshire. Anyway, I want to kind of jump into your experience on Drag Race, and I have to commend you for it. I know that you're my friend, and you're probably sick of me filling your head, but you really were one of the people who paved the way, I believe, for the future of what RuPaul's Drag Race is now. I'm a fan of the earlier seasons as opposed to the later seasons. That's no tea, no shade. I'm still a fan. I still watch no matter what. I'll keep watching. But I kind of want everyone to know if it was a grueling process, how much time went into it, what was the schedule like? Did you have to make your own garments? Like, take me through a day.
Well, we do take a lot of our garments that we already have. But when the challenge requires us to make something, you have to make something.
Right.
Yeah.
If you can't sew, bitch, you better.
What do you do?
If you better be good with hot glue gun. You better ask for a staple gun, something. But see, that's what drag is about. It's about thinking quick, making something out of nothing.
Being creative.
So even though at this point in the game, if you're going to audition for it, you should have some sewing under your belt, something. But the whole purpose of that category or that challenge is to see how quick you are and see how crafty you can be and make something out of nothing. Right. So the girls that complain, oh, I can't sew. Well, bitch, I can't either, but I'm going to stitch something. I'm going to figure something out. And you're also not going to let
everyone know. You know, like you're just going to like there's so much that you can tell on a reality television show. It's like
it's horrible because it's a double-edged sword because people want to know your vulnerabilities, but then it's still a competition, so you don't give out your vulnerability.
Right.
So it was awesome though, and we film. One episode takes 2 days. So while everybody's like thinks every girl is deserving of so much camera time, there's 2 days squished into 1 hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
With commercials, 45 minutes.
Right. And then editing. Do you think that editing plays a big part in storyline or not so much? I've talked to a few people who have done reality television before, and they blame producers and they blame storyline executives. And I don't necessarily know if that's something you can do.
Well, see, they're not the storyline producers and the producers are not to blame for what comes out of your mouth.
And how
you carry yourself. Right. Now, there is, of course, they have to stay on a certain task. They have to stay on track. There is a storyline that they have to reach, but that all goes into what you want to offer them.
Right.
You have to decide what you will and won't do, and that's the joys of reality TV.
Right. Well, and you essentially decide what you want the viewers to view you as. Yeah. I mean, so that's
because if you want to hop on that bandwagon of girls that have got more camera time by being a villain, and you want to try to be extra sassy, and that's not within your skill set.
Well, I mean, I haven't heard from Pearl in a while, so I don't know.
But she's DJing around the world.
Oh, great. Well, that's it. Maybe you'll see her in New York. Probably not, because she'll be in Brooklyn and you'll be in Manhattan. But it's all good, so no worries.
What did I walk into?
Really quick question, because your season is, I mean, I feel is one of the more jam-packed seasons of people that have come from it that have huge careers from after Drag Race, and it's all because you guys are such fierce queens and everything you do with people like
genuine.
Well, and you guys, I feel, really season 3 was the one that really kind of set up what Drag Race really was, and because you have Raja, you have Delta, you had
Alexis,
Yada. I mean, all these
Manila,
girls,
Mimi,
Shangela
for a second time
again,
and also Mimi.
So
Mimi.
It
was. How did you? I mean, because I assume you made some really great friendships from it. But I mean, just with working with all those really strong personalities, how was that going through the episodes?
Well, I enjoyed it. I'm not a naturally.
You are. Whatever you're about to say, you are.
Okay.
So, whatever, but you are.
I gravitated more towards Shangela, Alexis, and Yada, and Stacey was in the fold. That the whole Heather Click thing, stuff like that, I kind of shy away from.
Got it.
Like, if we naturally bond, it's cool, but
if not, it's not. It's like
me.
But to be fair, as a viewer for that, it didn't really seem natural either. It kind of seemed, and I'm a fan of all of those girls, outside of the show and everything. But it didn't seem. It seemed like a TV thing. It seemed like a TV.
Well, actually, it was like Delta, which is grown to be one of my really good friends, and I love her dearly.
And congratulations, by the way, to Delta. Didn't she win for costume?
Nominated.
Right? Yeah, for the Emmy
for hair.
Congratulations! I saw that. It's amazing,
yes.
and kudos for being next to Valentina and holding yourself like the way that she did.
So yes, so Delta is a very pop culture, very in tune with pop culture and pop culture references. So she was the one who was just like, oh, the Heathers, the irony is they all ended up killing each other
right
off.
Right.
So that's why she made the reference, and so it just kind of grew into a beast all its own.
Right.
Yeah, and then it didn't grow later on, but I mean, it is what it is, and they're all very nice. They're all so nice.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to ask about this. I don't know if this is even a thing, but I wrote love, showman / balancing a relationship in my notes. So you're gonna kill me. But are you seeing anyone right now?
No.
When you were on the show, were you
seeing
cheese? Oh, mac and cheese. when you were on the show, did you have any sort of showmance or anything with anyone on the set?
Oh no.
Did you take any of the pit crew home?
I wish.
I know everyone thinks at home that like everyone just sleeps with the pick through, you know,
Right.
like it's so nice.
It's just a fantasy.
I love Sean and Jason. They're amazing.
Do you think, Mariah, that it's hard to kind of have it both with being so in demand for working and, you know, you work in nightlife and you're all over the place and then trying to balance it with a partner? Do you think that that's something that's hard, or do you think you could have both?
I think when the opportunity arises for me to be in a relationship, I think I would be able to balance it well, because I don't necessarily need someone to be a part of this world.
Oh, okay.
I don't
right,
need
that world. Yeah.
I don't look. And one person I was seeing felt that was something that I would want, and they're like a daytime 9 to 5.
Sure.
Worked at a bank, and they're just like
They sound delicious.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And so
Sip, girls.
yeah. And
We'll
so
pictures later.
instead of communicating that was his fear, it just kind of stepped back from me, and that was like, I wish.
I would think that
Communication is a
if I were
huge
you,
thing.
I would probably look for that. Like I would look for someone who was not in the same
Right.
world that I was in for stability
Right.
and to fall
it's,
back
it's great
on.
to know that they're there to support you, and they
Right.
love what you're passionate about.
Right.
But I don't need you to be staying up with me, going to the club with me. I don't need that.
No.
I'm very kind
You're
of
an
like,
independent woman.
Oh, well, it does take a village. It does take a village. But as far as my man, I don't need him to be that part.
Right.
Got
But,
it.
you know.
Got it? Y'all got it watching? So you can fill out your applications to be Mariah's man here at listensweeties.com. Listen, Mariah, you have a insane social media following on all outlets of it. Do you get private messages from people who touch your heart in a way that you feel that you need to respond? Is there anything that you'd like to tell young and upcoming artists, you know, right now in this world of confusion? What would you like to say to your fans using this platform right now?
Well, if it's for concerning being who you are,
Yeah.
just stay strong, dig your heels into the ground, and stand your ground, because no one has a right to live your life for you but
No.
you. And unfortunately, there's a lot of kids that don't have parents who are supportive.
Right.
It's like, be strategic, navigate your way, be smart about your life, and make sure that you can just kind of dig your way through this crazy world.
Yeah.
And if it's for the craft of drag, make sure that you pay attention, learn your heritage, learn the people who came before you, not just in your particular genre, but drag queens that come from other genres.
Yeah.
I just got chills,
Yeah.
just so you know. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we are putting Mariah Paris Balenciaga through my favorite segment of the day, Rapid Fire, and we'll see what happens next.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting
All right, y'all, we are back with my... We are back with my very, very favorite segment, Rapid Fire, where we will ask Mariah maybe like 20 questions or something like that, or 11, whatever. And any question that you decide to not answer, you have to take a nice old big swig from your cocktail.
Threaten me with a good time.
I was going to say, it doesn't seem like punishment.
Twist my arm, drink.
Okay, my first question is, Mariah, what is your craziest fan story?
Oh God. Oh, someone. I was at a club, and they gave me. They got, actually, ironically enough, asked the security to get, instead of tipping me. I did. What was it? I did a Donna Summer song, and
I feel like I was there. Was that
and
like
they got security to actually bring me a bag of Coke, as they were like, "Here you go." And was like, "Thanks, girl, you're amazing." And I was like,
I can't ask you what you did with it until
I was,
we're off.
I was like, I appreciate it, but I was like, I don't. Thanks, I'm a drinker. So I was just like, if you find any of the other girls that would appreciate this donation, please feel free to give it to them. I didn't want it to go to waste.
Listen, y'all heard it here first. If you need a donation of cocaine, make it out to RuPaul's Drag Race Season 3.
Oh my God, no.
Seriously, you don't waste drugs. You don't waste alcohol.
I knew that about you, though. I knew that you don't mess with that stuff. Enoch, go ahead, go.
Well, mine is kind of along the same lines of that one. It's like, what's the most passionate like message you've ever received from a fan that you're like, girl?
This one person who had gone through a lot of personal trauma, like being abused by close family, and then just was like, Drag Race was their escape.
Okay.
Yeah, that was awesome.
What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Yeah, I've already gotten in trouble, so we may as well just say it. You know, I mean, it's fine. Enoch,
what is one thing on tour that you have to have with you at all times, and if you don't, you go crazy?
Oh gosh, bobby pins.
Bobby pins.
that's my favorite question, by the way, that you took.
Oh,
from
it is?
me.
Oh,
I'm
I
so
need
mad at
big
you
bobby
about that.
pins.
Okay.
Like when you're so you tour all over the place with everything. So when you are on your tour bus, that's the one item that you need. Like no matter what, other than your cell phone, you need bobby pins. No matter what.
And heels.
Well, yeah, heels. That comes with the outfit.
But no, my big, large bobby pins because I sling my hair.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, you do. Yes,
So
you do.
she
That
whips
is
her hair back and
very,
forth.
very true. Okay, shag, marry, kill. Okay, ready.
Okay.
Idris Elba, who's I bring him up every time.
You
know,
do.
I'm
You're
sorry.
obsessed. You're obsessed.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Whatever.
Okay.
Adam Levine, Ricky Martin.
Oh God.
One of the best. Like each one of the best.
That's awful. You're
okay.
mean.
Idris Elba, Mary, Ricky Martin, Shag, and I'm sorry, Adam.
Sorry, white boy. Love you. I would
She
have the
likes-
same answer.
She likes her flavor.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh shit.
Oh my
never
God,
mind.
say it.
No.
Yes, yes, yes. If
I
it
can't.
Okay, never mind. Okay, go.
NDA.
India. Ooh, wait. Now I want to know.
After.
What is the craziest place you've ever gotten jiggy with it?
Oh God. The construction area of a club in Atlanta. We didn't go all the way, but and then because like my friend,
So like third base.
my friend owned the club, and so like one of the staff was like tapping, was like, "Hey, come here." I was like, "What?" So
She's like, what?
and so I ended up,
You know what that
I ended
was.
up going to like the part of the club that was under construction, and oh my God, the one time that I do something like, yeah, I really am not that adventurous outside kind of. Yeah, so
You're more adventurous than I am, sweet.
So,
Actually,
girl, I go down there
That's
and, you
not
know, I
true.
start,
I'm there. I'm seeing it. Yeah, I'm there.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. I'm there.
here comes the security guard banging on the door. I'm like, oh, fuck. Are you kidding? The one time. I was like, okay, this isn't for me. That's the sign. Just
Shout
go-
out to the
just
trick
go
in
home.
Atlanta that she's talking about.
Sorry.
Party.
Like, just go home. I'll just go home.
Okay. Excuse me. If you could have an unlimited storage of one item other than bobby pins, what would it be?
Oh, gosh. Heels.
Heels.
I was gonna say glitter.
Because I go through. That's so typical. No, but I go through patent leather boots like
Like it's
nobody's
nothing like
business.
big like boots.
Yeah,
boots,
like
boots,
yeah,
right.
like the thigh highs and the crotch length because of the splits and sliding myself on the ground.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally splits and sliding yourself.
Oh
on the
yeah,
ground.
no,
Yeah.
I've seen your routines though. They're yeah.
Look
you
at that
get all
picture.
of it.
Look at. By the way, Jarvis has this picture up of you right now, where literally I think that your knee is kicking yourself in the forehead.
Basically.
Like literally, look at that.
That's
Straight
not as-
develope, honey.
But the crazy part is that is not a 6 o'clock. That's not a 6 o'clock. There's
No, it's like a 6:51
Right, I was like-
or whatever.
Right,
But
you're doing
a
splits in
5:51
the
or whatever.
There's
Yeah.
there's girls that can get their legs so much higher and with no effort. Like Kennedy Davenport. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Shout out to
Oh,
Kennedy
yeah.
Davenport.
Now that's a dancing bitch. I tell people like, honey, I'm not a dancing queen. I scoot around.
You
do a
are
two-step.
absolutely a dancing. You're crazy.
Dolly Levi.
That's
is
a dancing queen.
Well,
Dolly
that's
Levi's
true.
a Well,
That's
listen,
true.
if you want to freaking watch Man of La Mancha, Aldonza, and see her do 9,000
Well,
double,
that's- yeah.
she's amazing.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal.
So my standard of what a dancing queen is
Dolly
a
Levi.
little higher
I get
than
that. I get
what
that.
I guess the typical.
well,
patron.
you're a working queen, so I mean, you're the one who can call it. I mean, you're the one who can set that bar. Enoch, one more question.
What is your like guilty pleasure when it comes to either sweets or food? Like, what's one guilty pleasure of yours?
Tito's.
Right.
Tito's.
Besides alcohol,
Well,
because
when it
we're high
comes to
function.
food, oh my god, my guilty pleasure doesn't at 2:30 in the morning. It doesn't matter kind of what it is, as long as I'm in bed and I'm watching Netflix. I'm good. I'm a horrible bed eater.
Me too. Me too. I wake
So
up
if you're
sometimes
like- if
with
you're
food
like a
in my
neat
bed.
right? If you're a
Yeah.
neat freak, oh,
It won't work out.
It won't work out because I'm going to eat in bed.
Me
Nice.
too. I'm gonna
Actually,
eat in bed. I'm
no.
gonna smoke in bed.
You
I'm
know
gonna do it all.
I think
Okay.
that's probably
Weed.
why I eat in bed because I'm single. I think if I was in a relationship, I doubt I would eat in bed.
Dolores is watching right now.
Oh, she'd eat something in bed.
I would
next
be
to you.
eating something else.
She'd eat something else in
Baby,
bed.
I would come up like the American Horror Story.
Hey, yeah.
No jaw left. Bitch.
Listen, if this is kind of a soppy, little sappy question, but if you could tell your younger self something right now, maybe what would that be?
Take business classes.
Oh.
Really?
Business classes, yeah, because early on, before
I have to
I
give you more
started-
credit. You're very professional. I'm not sure you really, as much as we're joking, you really are like
business management. Like
Okay.
I'm great with people. I'm now better with being on time and early. But when I was younger, the arrogance, because I'm a hairstylist by trade before
Right.
I
Yeah.
did drag for money. And I just really was not smart with my money.
Oh.
I
got
really
it.
was, and then the arrogance of me, of the early success with hair, got the better of me.
Well, I appreciate your honesty because not a lot of people would put that out there because I'm like that too. I'm just like irresponsible with money and it's not a
but
good
also,
thing.
I mean, even doing drag though, you have to be very business savvy with what you do with your money, with your gigs and everything. With
Not
that,
to mention,
too.
I mean, like you have to like sleep during the day because you're out working at night. And You have
Right.
to eat all the right things, and then you
Right.
can't eat too much before you put a course. I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many things that people really don't know that it goes. And I've never even practiced drag,
It's-
and I know it.
It
'Cause
really
I'm
is
friends.
about surrounding
Yeah.
yourself with a good group of people and friends, whether
Right.
they're on payroll or not.
Right.
Most of mine are not. But I love them dearly because it takes.
And I love you
amazing.
dearly.
It's amazing when people really so into who you are
Yeah.
and they believe in what you're doing and
you don't, and it's
they
like
don't-
you don't need to pay them almost.
and it's
Speak it
not
right.
it's not even a spoken thing. They just are always there for you, and that is invaluable, and it speaks to a drag queen, the type of people who
working
are surrounding
drag queen. Working drag queen. Listen, it is 4:45. I literally have 2 minutes left with you.
Okay.
I'm so honored that you came, and I just want to ask you if you'll come back another time.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
That was not enough time.
I know it was not enough
But
time.
of course, I have to do shameless plug.
Yes.
All right, you guys. So this Friday, you can
Yes.
catch me at Precinct with Queen Kong,
Queen
with
Kong's
the Boulay
meeting.
brothers.
Yeah.
And Saturday, you can catch me at Hamburger Mary's in
Do
Long
you
Beach.
have an ad for those, Jarvis, that you can just show people the Queen Kong one? Okay, if not, I can post it on there. But so Queen Kong on Friday, and then Hamburger Mary's Long Beach.
on Saturday?
Who's your cast?
I don't know.
Amen.
It's other bitches that are getting paid.
Jules and Wendy Ho and Mariah.
right. And then, of course, also come visit me in New York
Yes.
at the Javits Center.
September 9th and 10th. You can go to RuPaul'sDragCon.com.
Get
and
your
then
tickets.
you do Totally 90 Tuesday every now and then at the Abbey. So
Yeah.
come, you're there.
I'm always there with my sister, Miss Mayhem Miller.
Yes.
And then what I will love Mayhem. Maybe we'll bring you back with Mayhem. That would be fun.
Oh my
that
God.
would be really
That
really
would
fun.
be a party.
That would be a party.
Oh, the tea that would go on.
I
with
have
that.
to thank you so much. And I'm doing this like there's no camera here. Thank you for coming. I've been all over the place with trying to schedule you, so I'm so happy that you're here. I know
Thanks.
you're busy. I know you're in demand. We're gonna finish that bottle when we get out there. If you guys have been watching but you didn't catch the whole thing, go to iHeartRadio or iTunes and you can download the audio of this message starting at this interview at midnight tonight. If you have been watching and you've been drinking, do not drive. There is no room for drinking and driving. Jarvis, how are you doing? Are you alive? You're there?
He's on it.
Party.
He's here. And then Enoch, next week we have Soaked, correct?
Yes.
So we will be covering that event and we'll come back for that.
Yeah.
And other than that, I know we have 5 minutes, but I am done. Is there anything else that you need to get out there to everyone?
I just want to say that everyone listening to the soothing sounds of our voices, just enjoy life. Stop taking
Yes.
everything so serious and stop being a keyboard activist. If you want to get out there and do something,
Amen.
make a change. And just
Stop being a keyboard freaking activist. That's
Yes.
so smart. Text Harvey, text Red Cross, give money, do things that you can actually do.
And if I may make a suggestion,
Yeah.
because some of the larger nonprofits,
Yeah.
seem to be for profit. So research grassroots organizations,
true.
that have less overhead and more of the monies
They
that are
need the-
raised
they need the
go
money.
directly to
them.
the victims of whatever.
So what is there? So is that a website? Is an actual website? Just actually do your research on this before you just give your credit card over. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Mariah. Thank you, Enoch. I love you both. I love you, Jarvis. We'll be back next week with, who do I have next week? I don't even.
Soap.
I can't remember.
Well, that's where we're going to be.
That's the event.
That's on Saturday.
I'm not sure of the guest, but I will let you know on my Facebook page. And guess what? Listen, sweetie.
Now that you've found UBN Radio and discovered our quality talk shows, it's time to spread the word to friends, family, and the universe. 24 hours of music and talk radio without limits. That's why people keep coming back for more. That's UBNradio.com.